Welcome to another episode of The Guy Code. I am Rene Oswere. Now, on this episode, guys, we're going to be talking about daddy issues among Kenyan women. Did you know that Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya, leads the East African region when it comes to the the highest number of single moms? This really translates to the fact that fatherlessness is a very big problem in this society, and it is not addressed enough because we understand that the family is the foundational unit for societal transformation. So, for anyone who is trying to fight a society, the basic place they should start is the family. And this is why you will understand and you will observe that all these movements, such as the LGBT and the transgender community, are trying to attack the family unit, trying to redefine what it means to be a family. The good thing with conservative societies such as Kenya is that we're really pushing back. However, this plague of fatherlessness is really having its effect on our lives. And I just want to share with you guys some of the qualities that fatherless daughters have, and I'll get right into it. Number one is that they have identity issues. Identity. We understand that it is a father who gives his children identity. He gives them his name. That is how it's supposed to be. He gives them also their cultural identity, how he passes down his culture to them, his spiritual identity when it comes to religious faith. So, what happens when a lady is growing up without this identity imparted in her, molded in her? Unfortunately, when she grows up, or as she grows up, she will try and seek an identity by trying to seek the validation of her peers and other men through very unfortunate means. This leads to, as we definitely know, promiscuity, drug abuse, and all these other vices. Just trying to get an identity, trying to find a group of people or an individual who will actually embrace them and make them feel like they belong. We definitely understand how important it is for any human being to feel like they belong. So when a lady doesn't have strong identity values, she will easily go from bed to bed, man to man, trying to find one who will actually fill that void of identity within her. Unfortunately, some of the time, they find very manipulative and exploitive individuals who get to use them, dump them, and even in the saddest cases, assault them, and they don't survive that relationship. So, this is one quality of fatherless girls, fatherless ladies. They lack an identity. Number two is that she lacks strong boundary setting skills. She doesn't know how to set boundaries. She doesn't know how to keep people at bay when they are not the right people for her, right? Set boundaries. Do not allow just anyone within your life and influence your life. So, what happens is that they consume every influence from everyone. And just like it pairs with the identity crisis, that is why they're easily influenced by who they see, what they see, the celebrities. They want to emulate those people. Why? Because they're just taking in everything. They have not been taught how to filter out values, how to filter out principles, to understand, hey, if someone presents themselves like this to you, that is not someone you should interact and involve yourself with. So what happens is that they see any celebrity, anyone who looks like they are successful, and they want to emulate them, regardless of what the kind of principles and values and lifestyle this particular celebrity or high status individual, quote unquote, shares or propagates. So when this lady is having a tough time trying to set boundaries, she's easily gullible. She's also easily gullible to the men who just want to extort her, who want to get their way with her, because she cannot set boundaries when it comes to socially, not set boundaries when it comes to psychologically, not set boundaries when it comes to even financially. So they're easily gullible to even getting conned. That is the second quality of ladies with daddy issues. Moving on to the third one is that they have trust issues. They have trust issues. Why do they have trust issues? Because they know what it feels to be abandoned. They know what it feels to be let down in one of the biggest ways. When you have been abandoned and neglected as a child by your parent, that is one of the deepest feelings of abandonment you can experience. So it's hard to trust someone after that, and it is understandably so, because when you as a child really fully trusted this individual to be there for you, to really protect you and supervise your upbringing, and they let you down and they leave when you felt that they promised they will never leave, it can really scar you for life. So what happens is that this individual doesn't feel like anyone else will stick around. They're just sticking around for a certain period of time until they eventually change their mind, just like their father changed his mind and maybe, left them, abandoned them, and even remarried somewhere else. So this lady will have a lot of trust issues, will not easily trust their partner. Sometimes even it comes from a point where they don't feel like they deserve to have someone who will honor their word, because they're used to dealing with people who let them down. So when she's been let down so many times, she expects that and sees that as normal, right? So this is a situation whereby the lady with daddy issues will have a lot of trust issues, will be very insecure, the kind to really even micromanage you, always trying to call, where are you, what were you with, what are you doing, all in an attempt to really try and cover up or even try and validate their suspicions that there's no way you can be a man of virtue, because they have never seen that. They have never seen that modeled in front of them. They're used to dealing with the opposite. So she will have a lot of trust issues. Also, and I think I will finish with this, is that they have abandonment issues. Abandonment issues. The scar that was left when their father left them, when their father walked away in whatever way he did, it really scarred them for life. And it's possible that many ladies who are in therapy right now are also trying to deal with that. So what happens is that even when they're in a relationship where, for example, their partner, or they can even see for themselves that it reached a point where that relationship is no longer serving either of them, they really have abandonment issues. They really have, moving on issues. Even though the break can be amicable, and there's no bad blood and it's not messy. Why? Because they don't want to relive that situation of being abandoned, of being neglected. They don't want to relive that situation and open that wound. So what happens is this lady will tend to cling on their partner and even be willing to, like I mentioned in point number two, remove all their boundaries just to keep them. They will do anything. This is why you have had, maybe you have experienced ladies who, even when you break up with them and you say, you know what, I'm no longer interested in interacting with you in this way, they still want to bring themselves, they still even try and track you down where you live, where you work through other individuals, trying to get back when you've made it very clear that you're no longer interested. So it's a very tough situation dealing with such an individual. And these are just some of the qualities I wanted to share with you guys. And I want you to share your own from your own experiences with ladies who have daddy issues. What are some of the other qualities they have? And how can we deal with them, not just as relationships, even professionally, even just generally socially? What is the best way to deal with them? This is a conversation we'll have definitely in forthcoming episodes. For now, this is all I wanted to share with you guys. We meet again next week, and until then, we shall talk soon. Bye.
Guy Code with Rena Osware.